Hi everyone, how are you? I'm back again today with an amazing recipe. Today is another make and sell. I'm going to teach you how to make a chilled cake that you can prepare in several different flavors. All right, so let's get started. Follow along. For today's recipe, we will use 3.5 cups of wheat flour, 2 cups of refined sugar, 4 egg whites, 4 egg yolks, 1 cup of milk, 3 tablespoons of margarine or butter, 3 tablespoons of oil, and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I'll start by beating the egg whites until stiff, and once they're whipped, I'll begin adding half of our sugar. So start by beating the egg whites very well, and then you can start adding just half of the sugar, okay? Now I'm going to set this aside and start adding the yolks as well, to beat together with the butter or margarine. It's important that you beat everything very well. Also add the rest of the sugar that was left, all right? Beat everything very well, leave this little foam here, see? It's very important. Now you're going to add the oil and beat a little more. The oil will always give moisture to the batter, so don't skip it even if you've already added margarine, okay? Add the milk, keep beating everything very well, and now start adding the flour. If you want, at this point, you can sift the flour together with the baking powder. And now just keep mixing it in little by little and very slowly, okay? Don't mix too much so you don't activate the gluten in the flour too much. At this point, now, you're going to add the beaten egg whites that have been resting over there. At this point, I'm mixing with the mixer, guys, but just a little bit. The mixer is on the lowest speed. Be very careful. I just mixed it a little. Look how it turned out. Well, the baking pan is already prepared, well greased. If you don't have a release agent, spread butter or margarine, sprinkle with flour, and bake in the oven at 180 degrees for about 35 minutes. For the topping, we are going to use 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, 1 200 ml bottle of coconut milk, half a cup of milk, 1 box of heavy cream, and here to cover, I have 200 grams of shredded coconut. This part is easy, just mix all the ingredients together. Add the sweetened condensed milk here, see? Then also add the coconut milk, the heavy cream, and mix everything together, guys. If you want, you can make a larger amount of syrup, okay? All mixed. Now, with the cake already done and still very hot, just out of the oven, I'm going to cut it right away. So, make the markings, cut it to whatever size you want, and leave all the pieces already cut. This is the easiest way for you to make a chilled cake, because usually we cut it, take the pieces out, and dip them in the syrup, right? Not here, guys. I'm going to pour all this syrup over the cake, and it's much easier for you to do it this way. So if you want, as I said, you can make a much larger amount of syrup and your cake will turn out perfect. Because after that, we are also going to sprinkle a little shredded coconut on top, about 100 grams. Don't use it all because you'll need some later when you're wrapping it. And after you've added the amount of coconut you need, you'll also wrap it with plastic film and leave it in the fridge for 12 hours. There you go, folks. This is the easiest thing in the world and so delicious to make. Chilled cake is amazing. Once you've put it in the fridge and it's nice and cold, just look at how it turns out. It's so tasty, so soft, and besides being really moist, the syrup soaks in perfectly. This is a much easier way to make chilled cake because it's way simpler than cutting the cake into pieces, dipping them in syrup, and then rolling them in coconut. That way is harder, right? And here you can already see that it's super moist and delicious. And since I told you this is also a make and sell recipe, I'm going to explain how you can package this. But take a look, it even looks like there's filling inside the cake, doesn't it? Amazing. To package it, you'll take the pieces and roll them in shredded coconut. By the way, this coconut is in flakes, okay guys? It makes the appearance much better and it tastes better too. Cut a square of aluminum foil and wrap it up like this. But you know there's already foil cut to the size you need. If you want to buy pre-cut foil, you can. But doing it this way is also very easy and simple. See how there's nothing difficult about it? And the way I showed you pouring the syrup directly into the baking pan is easier and faster too. If you want, make a larger amount of syrup if you like it really moist, okay? Make 1.5 times the recipe I gave you and pour it on top. See you in the next class, okay? Bye-bye.